Okay, so I'm here at Pea Ridge, and I met this wonderful group of runners. And are you all from Rogers?
We're from Rogers, and we're the Soul Riders runners.
Soul Riders and runners. And are you all like where's your family originally from?
He's from Guatemala.
Guatemala. Okay, so Central America. And Maria?
North of Mexico, Durango.
Durango?
Durango over here too.
Durango. Is that like a province or a
No, that's
area?
the state again from La Parrilla is my little town.
Okay, so there's a Durango, Colorado, but this is Durango. This is Durango. Okay, and how about you?
Durango, Mexico.
Okay, and what's your name?
Brenda.
Oh, no, what was your name? I didn't get that.
Cristina.
Okay. Okay, and this is Maria.
Maria
We just sang Maria from West Side Story, and then
Durango, Angeles.
Angeles. Okay.
Guerrero, Mexico.
Guerrero.
Acapulco.
Ooh, Acapulco.
Guerrero.
And this.
My name is,
I'm Laura from Durango, Mexico.
All right.
my name is Eva.
So, what do you think of the Civil War history? Is it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
Yeah.
Here, all this. I imagine in that time, all the fields, all the battle, all the dead people in all. I mean, it's a lot of history in here.
Yeah.
I love it.
We
thank for all the people there.
Oh man, did you know over 1 million people died in the Civil War? It's amazing, and I mean, look at this field out here. It's like so vast, and I don't know. Have you all ever heard about Gettysburg? Have you heard of Gettysburg before? The big battle of Gettysburg?
No, can you tell us
So
about it?
in 1863, there was a big battle in Gettysburg in Pennsylvania, and a lot of people died. It's where Lincoln did his Gettysburg Address, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So these rocks down here, they're down here. These rocks down here, at Gettysburg, there's a place just like this, and the soldiers were climbing up these rocks trying to get to the high ground where the Union troops are at.
Yeah.
So the Confederates had to climb up through stuff like this, and they called it the Devil's Den because it was so dangerous. And I think a similar thing happened here, if I remember right, where the soldiers were stuck up. Some of the soldiers were up here, but other soldiers down there were trying to come up and get them. But it doesn't look scary. Look at there's vultures over there. Look at those vultures.
And who win this battle? Who win?
Ultimately, the Union won.
Union? Okay.
But there's a battlefield in the distance where there was 7,000 and that little battle, because I think it was a 2-day battle. But ultimately, this battle was about. Let me turn this around. It was about. It was about keeping Missouri in the Union. So Missouri, the state above us, they wanted many in the state wanted to be in the Confederacy.
Yeah.
But there was a couple politicians or a governor or something that wanted them to stay in the Union. They wanted to be. I think Kentucky also was another state that wanted to be in the Confederacy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they fought this big battle here at Pea Ridge to keep Missouri in the Union.
And when is the act that they do here?
I'm part of the reenactors.
When?
It'll happen. I think it happens in December.
December, okay.
But they might. I don't know. Bye bye. Adios. Okay. Nice to meet you. Okay. All right. Have a good time. Okay. Bye bye. Nice to meet you. All right. Hope to see you again. Hasta luego. All right. There they go. This is what I love about just spontaneous stuff that you do. It's like, here I am riding my bike in what everybody told me was going to be like this racist state. And there has been racism here, don't get me wrong. Look online at the city of Harrison. There's some ugly stuff that went on there. And everybody knows about it. In fact, it's funny. More white people here have told me about the racism that they've observed either at their workplace or culturally, historically. And I've been really trying to uncover kind of the experiences of people, whether they're Mexicans or Guatemalans or black people. I got in a conversation. It's actually an ongoing conversation I have with the black guy that works at our post office in Bella Vista. And I sort of broke the ice with him because he's kind of I don't know if grumpy is the word. He's just kind of straightforward. He has this spiel he gives about, do you want stamps, passport, and he goes on. And one time I came in there, I was sending something to Japan. I knew it was going to be expensive. And I said, hey, I heard you got a sale on things going to Japan. And he kind of looked at me. I think he broke a smile. And after that, he's like been totally cool with me. I ask him about his grandkids all the time. But I asked him once, kind of under my breath when I was paying for some shipping, have you experienced racism here? And he paused and he said, a little bit from older people, he said, but younger people, no, it's older people. So what that tells me is there are vestiges of, that sentiment, that ugly sentiment of racism and, or whatever, maybe somebody had a bad experience with black people or something. I don't know. But, I'm finding that people here are really honest about stuff like that. And on the other hand, I meet a Mexican guy at a furniture store and I help him load up because it was really heavy and his wife had just gotten out of surgery. And he was taking something to a church in Berryville, which is not too far from here. And he told me that he's got white people and Mexican people or Hispanic people at his church. And he actually... He actually told me that the white people help him with his church more than his own people, and that these people who come to his church, it's an Assemblies of God church, I think. So it's it's a charismatic type of church. He told me that these white people come to his church even though the only way they can hear the word of God is through a translator. I'm thinking, it's just stuff like that. It just blows my mind. It just. It's like God brings you somewhere and people tell you, and the TV channels tell you, this is that racism here and racism there. We got it all figured out. And, you live on the left coast and where people are lunatics and they think they've got it all figured out. And they themselves are the most closed-minded people in the world, actually, when you really analyze it. It's either their way or the highway. And, you find out when you're out of it, when you're away from it, and you're in another environment, you kind of find out that A, not everyone thinks the way that they do, and it's a blessing to get away from it. B, you find your own people, and for me, my own people are people with a Christian worldview, and how refreshing it is to be around a majority of people who have that worldview. I mean, I can't even tell. This lady, just a minute ago, this Mexican lady, she's Catholic, she told me. The first question she asked me, what church do you go to? Who asks that as the first question? And she's asking a white guy. I mean, it's just amazing. And then I just broke out into song and sang Maria for all of them. And they were just, I think they were shocked that this little interlude happened. But anyway, my adventure continues.